Hey!
What's up?
Alright, just testing out my new rig, playing some League. What's up, man?
Gonna get started when you are.
Right.
Alright, I got you. Yes!
Alright, man, I gotta take off. I'll talk to you later.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the HEARTHSTONE Plantronics NER tournament bracket. We are now up to the final of day 2. Today I'm joined by Avril and Majukal this time, and we will be your casters throughout the final part of this tournament.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us across the weekend. We're finally up to the grand final stage. This is the one you guys have been waiting for. Do you guys have sort of maybe a bit of a brief catch-up for people that aren't too familiar about how these two players have come up through the tournament?
So starting with Frosty, he came through the tournament basically stomping most matches with his decks. Starting out with a bye, which is quite nice, and then in the quarters, in the quarters there was the his last match against Proteus, which went down to the wire on a good 5 matches, and showing some really strong decks from the current meta. Running his face hunter, handlock, and standard druid.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was his face hunter that had trouble winning and lost the 2 matches there before he managed to take out that last one.
Yeah, that's correct. Mainly due to his draws, it seemed. No early game and just getting completely board stomped.
It's actually it says face hunter on his deck list, but it's not actually a face hunter deck list. This is a hybrid hunter deck list, and the reason for that is because he's running the Shredders, the Lotheb, and the Savannah High main, whereas in the face hunter deck list you won't see any cards above 3 mana cost.
And it did cost him a few matches because of that, surprisingly. So we'll jump into the game now. And
Eiliu has had much the same kind of thing coming through. He's 2-0'd most people coming through the stages. Dropped 1 game to Ink Blue in the quarterfinals. Semi-finals came up against Swift and has won 3-0 into that and is now facing Frosty in the finals.
So they're both they both have a hybrid hunter deck available. We're actually going to see the Druid mirror at the moment. I will make a quick sort of correct myself earlier. Some face hunters do actually run a Leroy, but other than that, it's 3 mana or below. So if you see Pilot Shredder, Lotheb, and High main, you're definitely looking at hybrid there.
Just interestingly, both of these players actually have chosen the same 3 heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if both of the Warlock lists are very much the same, but for sure, I mean, these 3 heroes are very solid in the current state of the meta at the moment, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yes, they're quite similar. There are differences between their Warlock, but they're very similar. In terms of Druid, let's take a look.
So really good start from both players with the wild growth. I mean, this is going to accelerate the game a lot quicker. It's really about the further turns now. I mean, going to a turn 3 Pilot Shredder with 4 mana is a great start for Druid. What is Eiliu doing this turn? What does he have in his hand?
Going to be running a Pilot Shredder himself. But he's got Wrath, Emperor Tharasan, Force of Nature, the Coin obviously, Sylvanas Windrunner, and Keeper of the Grove. So he's got quite a strong tempo in him.
So this is going to be very much the same. They're both going to Wrath each other. A lot of... Oh wow, that is a really good drop from Piloted Shredder. And the thing about that drop is the fact that Frostyzz would have had to attack face. I mean, Frostyzz would have liked to have attacked face there, getting the extra 4 damage and forcing Eiliu to play his Wrath on Frostyzz Piloted Shredder, and then being behind on 4 damage because he doesn't get to attack. He doesn't get to attack because he lost the Shredder to the Wrath, but now because he got a taunt, Frostyzz didn't manage to get the 4 damage in the face, so he's actually 3 damage behind where he could have been. And
he also gets a draw from Wrath now.
And actually, it depends. I mean, I think Eiliu's, I think the safe play is definitely what he's doing now, shapeshifting into the Pilot Shredder. Yes, he takes the damage, but now he can potentially Wrath whatever comes out here, and it's a
He doesn't need to even care.
That's great. He doesn't need to do anything. The RNG is not working for Frostyzz right now. He opened up a Shredder.
Not
It was a
happy.
Twine. His own Shredder was a Doomsayer that he can't even use. So not a great start.
Tracks down him, bro.
Thorison is going to
These
be really great
decks
though.
are very, very similar.
What does Eiliu have to counter this Thorison?
So he's got Keeper of the Grove currently. Can just potentially silence it up. He does have Tharasan himself, so got a choice here. Those would be
I think
his main
he-
outs.
I think he
He's drawn to swipe.
I think he plays Wrath and Keeper at the same time for the 5 damage.
So
Based on
to
what I
establish
assume.
some board as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could silence it, but he's still got a 5/5 on the board. You still have to deal with it. You know, if you can kill it, it's better to kill than to silence, in most cases.
So you'd say we go with the Wrath for 3 damage into the Keeper for 2. Get rid of the current board.
Yeah, I think you got to kill it because if you don't kill it, then
Becomes
he's
dangerous.
He's still got a 5 damage card on the board, and you haven't dealt with it. And
So-
you know the crazy thing is, look, Frostyzz has got full combo in his hand. He's got Force of Nature Savage Roar at 7 mana. He's got a full combo discounted.
So yep, he's
Oh,
choosing that
it's-
combo though.
Yeah, he's gonna kill. If he doesn't kill, I mean, we could be looking at you know, lethal within the next 2 turns if he didn't kill.
Definitely would be. He himself has combo.
So Eiliu has combo as well.
Yes, we got Force of Nature,
Yeah.
Savage Roar, Tharasan,
He's got a-
Swipe Coin, and Sylvanas.
And this is the thing about being first turn, is you get to act first, being that because you constantly get to act first, you get to play your Thaurissan first, and your opponent can't play their Thaurissan because they have to deal with yours. If they play theirs, it means that it gives Frostyzz a chance to remove theirs and keep his alive to get 2 turns worth of discount. And now Eiliu can't play his Thaurissan again because, you know, there's an Ancient Allure on the field. He could play it and just get the single discount and let that be it. Which is actually what he's going to do, but it's, do you see how I mean? It's kind of difficult because he can't protect it.
Yeah. He does get a discount onto Dr. Boom too, so he did draw Dr. Boom on that stage.
This is a good discount. I'm going to have to count lethal here because I'm somewhat certain he might die. So we've got 14 damage from Force of Nature Savage Roar.
Plus 5, 19.
19,
7.
21. So 21 damage. He's 9 damage off lethal right now.
That
What
would
he has
spend
to-
all his a lot of cards.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be good. He's going to swipe into... if he wanted to be greedy, he could swipe Shapeshift into the Thaurissan. If he doesn't want to be greedy, he'll use Keeper of the Grove.
What to do?
But whatever he's
Let's
doing,
find
he
out.
wants to clear. He's going to clear. I think he could probably afford to be a little bit greedy at this stage because he's definitely a hit on board and damage. Oh, he's actually going to take the risk.
Risk it?
The thing is, if he plays Rag and it doesn't hit the Thaurissan, Eiliu's going to get a double discount, and you can't. I would not take that risk. I would not take that 50-50. Assuming the Ancient Allure clears the Keeper of the Grove, I would not take that 50-50, like, ever. Because if you come out the wrong side of that RNG, it's just bad news. I don't agree with this play. I think he needs to get the 5 damage in the face. Like I said, we know what's happening now is he's 9 damage from lethal. So that's 8 damage. So it ended up kind of working out for him. But, you know, again, it's a 50-50. What if the Rag hit the Keeper of the Grove and then Eiliu removed it next turn? You basically spent 8 mana to remove a Keeper of the Grove. Very expensive. Terrible value.
So he drew into a Wrath himself, so he's got Wrath, discounted Dr. Boom, Swipe, Savage Roar, combo, and Sylvanas basically.
I don't think he's playing. I think Sylvanas would be a good play here, except he doesn't realize Frosty is a Keeper of the Grove. Sylvanas would be the natural play here because obviously Rag. If it hits Sylvanas, you can steal a Rag. But either way, he has to find a way to deal with this Ragnaros this turn.
I think maybe going into Dr. Boom.
Dr. Boom doesn't effectively deal with it, and you risk losing your Boom to the Rag as well. He has to find the damage to deal with it, or steal it with Sylvanas somehow.
So he does have damage, but he wants to play Boom, it seems.
So let's count this damage again. 7 mana, 2 mana. So he can do 15 damage this turn with Force of Nature Savage Roar. I think he'll swipe
8,
though. I'm fairly
22.
certain he'll swipe. And here's the thing about swiping is he can pretty much guarantee the reg has a 50-50 on either boom or face, and either of those options will pretty much win in the game. If the boom hits the boom, if the reg hits boom, he clears the high value target. If it hits face, he has lethal next turn. So he's set up to be in a really good position. And this is exactly why I said
In before RNGesus and Rag dies. Nope.
yeah, that's not reliable. That's not reliable.
wrathable.
So this is why I said before on Eiliu's turn, he 100% needs to deal with the rag or he risks losing.
He does draw into Ancient of Law. So he has got Wrath Law.
That's probably the best
5/5
play.
plus 5 HP.
It'll be
Gonna have to
interesting
gain
to
life
see.
with it.
It'll be interesting to see whether he plays greedy and draws the cards or doesn't. I don't think he realizes Frostyzz combo, but you know, a good player will play under the assumption that at all times the druid opponent has combo. From turn 1, you have to play under the assumption that you start the game with 16 HP.
Bit crazy, but yeah, I would agree with that.
You have to, yeah. As soon as you play against druid, you start the game at 16 HP, and that's it.
Finding out now.
What's
what he intends to do.
yeah? What's in Eiliu's hand right now? He has to clear the rag for sure. Let's
Yeah,
just
so
get
that's
that out of
probably
the way.
going to be Wrathed. So he looks like he's going to go for that current player.
He draws,
Who's-
doesn't he?
Draws.
Okay, well I think that's, what is that? 14, 15 plus 5 is 20. Plus Keeper of the Grove is 22, so that's it.
Good, exactly. So that should be GG if he sees it.
He's actually he can't play the Keeper because he doesn't have enough mana. Actually, so he might not actually have it. 14. We count this game 14, 15, 20.
Oh,
This is 20 damage. He's 20 damage. He's actually still 2 off.
Why would go for a card here? Whoa! Woo! 3 to the face. He's on a comfortable HP lead, so he's got no problem here.
Oh! There's no way Eiliu is clearing either of the shades.
Not unless he drew another swipe.
Even then, not going to clear. Those are going to be
Swipe.
3/3 shades. It's again, we're in another situation where Eiliu's playing behind. And
If Eiliu drew into a swipe, he'd clear the shades, but that'd be his turn.
Swipe does 1 damage in the AoE.
Yeah, 2 swipes. He's got 1 in hand. If he
Oh,
could.
has he not used one already?
I think he did. I don't know if he did actually. I
I
don't
don't
think
remember
so.
him using one.
I don't think he's used one. I don't know if he runs
okay,
2
well-
though.
No,
Take a look.
every druid runs 2.
Yeah, he's got 2 on there. So if he drew
You-
into it, he could clear the board. But
Does he have any draw cards?
no.
What,
That
No,
what-
he
GG's.
drew Ragnaros.
That's not actually a bad play here. If he rags, he can kill one of these shades, but it still might not be enough.
Well, he only has to
Um,
like 18 damage combo, and he has that easily. He has to druid as a I think he has to druid as a defender here.
Eiliu can't even taunt because there's a keeper on the other side. So like Frosty's got
Oh.
a keeper, so Eiliu can't even taunt.
Like he's gonna have to.
Where shall I strike?
He's gonna have to taunt, but
Run a swipe.
oh, actually,
Gonna armor up.
Here's the other thing. Here's the thing. Frostyzz can't play the keeper and the combo on the same turn.
Whoa.
He can't.
But he's still alive for now.
So he's still alive.
Got
Purely
a
by
9
the fact
damage
that
on
he
board
doesn't
and
have enough
combo
mana.
himself. So it could turn around.
Oh man.
Got 14 plus 9.
23?
3.
Yeah.
14 plus 9
So
is
he's
26.
4 damage off then. Does he have another 4 damage? He does swipe, right?
Yep,
Does he have a
he's
swipe?
got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nah, he'd be 1 mana off on swipe because swipe wouldn't be discounted. So he's got a
Oh,
7 mana
man.
combo, but
But-
no swipe.
But a 4 mana swipe.
Yep.
This has been like the bane of both of these players. Both of them have a 7 mana combo, but a 4 mana card that they require to play the combo, and he's actually gonna blow
play it.
his load right now. Oh,
He
Some
does.
damage.
He is running 2 savage roars, so if he picks another one, that's GG. Unless no, we're clearing creatures. So
And all these trends die at the end of turn. I don't get to live. A lot of damage though.
A natural
Ouch.
1 damage off lethal. Okay, here we go. What's this turn gonna be? 19
Shredder.
Does he have it 19 damage? No, hang on. 14 plus 5 plus 2, so 14 plus 7, 21 damage. He's 3 damage off. Does Eiliu have another 3 damage from 3 mana? Can you get 3 damage from 3 mana in the face
No.
to win this game?
No, there is none on the Druid side, I don't think.
Oh man, that sucks. Because even if he armors up, the Keeper of the Grove will deal the 2 damage.
Oh no.
Oh man.
So he needs to... that's it, I think. I don't think he has any way out.
Oh, I think he knows. I think Eiliu knows. But it's just so annoying
close.
when you know you're 1 mana. Both of these guys were actually 1 mana off. But once again, I said this at the start of the game. The player
Okay.
that goes first gets to make the action first. So purely from the fact that Frostyzz did his combo first, Eiliu doesn't have another turn to respond. He armors up, and it's not. He can't heal, can he? No.
Nope.
That's
Unless
it.
he ran healing touch
Really
somehow.
unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Here you go. First turn advantage. Pretty good.
It is pretty good in Hearthstone.
It matters a lot, especially when you've got essentially the same decks coming up against each other.
The one
I must safeguard
is the 2.
Oh yeah.
And if he was playing on cell phone, he might have actually missed that. You gotta consider the mobile factor. You know what I'm saying? Like you might just misclick on. Hey, I've seen it.
I've
I
lost
mean, you
doing
won't do that.
I fireballed my own creature.
You probably won't do that for a grand final of a tournament. You would assume you don't play your grand final of a tournament on your mobile device, but gotta account for it. Gotta hope.
Mobile
I saw.
factor.
I think the funniest thing I saw was I played against a face hunter who I put up a taunt, and he had a haunted creeper down. He plays his Iron Beak Owl, misclicks the silence on his own haunted creeper, then concedes.
Oh no.
Absolutely amazing.
That's a great
He
one.
silences his own thing, and then it's just like, there you go, mobile Hearthstone for you. Gotta love it.
I did see
They
Steve.
need to add that as one
Steve
of the
did a couple
emotes.
of those.
You need to just be able to say mobile, and then just concede.
Mobile question mark?
Because Steve, you were telling me you divine shielded your opponent's creature
Yeah, I did that.
It was
too.
yesterday.
That was because I thought it was a different card. I didn't read it. I thought it was the reduced health
Yeah.
for 1, and I gave it divine shield.
So this wasn't this wasn't Hearthstone's mistake this time.
Yeah.
So the next
So
one.
we're looking at either the you guys said it was a hybrid
They're both
hunter
hybrids.
or
They're both
handlock.
hybrids, yeah. And
And
they're both
against-
handlocks.
and against one of any 3. Yeah, they've essentially got the same deck for every class.
I'll tell
the
you
handlock
what.
is slightly different.
I'll tell you
for
what.
each.
If the gods are favorable for someone, whoever gets the hunter against the warlock, the hunter is heavily favored to win that.
Draws permitting, because we saw something go really badly for a hunter.
True. I mean, it's
Throwing
mostly.
Double Savannah was funny, and
I mean-
it just locked the game out.
Yeah, I mean, it can be bad, but more often than not. Okay, we're into the game now. Oh wow, okay, so we are actually
There we
getting
go.
a hunter versus.
I think you called it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Eiliu is going to be happy with this one. For I almost feel like he got a bit cheated last game, but it's just the way the dice lands, doesn't it?
Yeah. That rag.
It is a good start for Frostyzz. He does have a Mortal Coil and an Ancient Watcher.
So we've got Mad Scientist, Haunted Creeper, Mad Scientist. Yet
Okay,
to
well, Mad
confirm.
Scientist is going to be good. If
Move
he's
one
running
Mad
Freezing
Scientist.
Trap. Oh, he's running
Oh.
double Freezing Trap. Oh my god, so this is actually going to be... His deck is almost like completely teched out to beat handlock and control decks. I mean, typically any sort of face variant, including hybrid, will decide to run explosives instead because it's faster. Frosty's having the perfect answers for the 1-drop here with a Mortal Coil. And honestly, having the Molten Giant with the Ancient Watcher, with the Defender of Argus, is almost as good of a start as you can possibly hope for, as the handlock player. And you know what? He can even coin out the Drake next turn just for fun, although he has to be wary about running it into a freezing trap. So what he might end up doing if he wants to be a cool guy is coin into Argus, buff up the Ancient Watcher, force the Mad Scientist to kill himself, revealing the freeze trap, and then running your Argus into the freeze trap to give yourself another taunt back in your hand.
That might be the play.
I mean, that's like the ultimate meta play. He didn't do that. This is a more aggressive start, whereas it would have been a lot more defensive to do the Defender of Argus play, which is, to be honest, this is really greedy coming from Frostyzz, because you're playing against a Hunter, and you're playing the offensive option versus the defensive option. The defensive option is what's going to win you the game, because you can outlast the Hunter, outvalue him late game. You play the aggressive option, you can't outrace the Hunter, so I don't necessarily agree with the aggressive option here, but it's the play that was made. What does Eiliu have a silence in hand?
Yep, he has the Iron Beak.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're
now,
probably going to see Knife Juggler into Owl, and then run the Spider into the 4-1.
Here's the thing. It's really tempting to silence this, but I wouldn't, because you only have 2 owls, and guess how many taunts is in handlock? A lot.
Yeah.
Do
9 or
not.
10?
It's very tempting to silence this. Oh no, this is not what you want to do. There is a ton of taunts that you have to deal with in this deck. You cannot afford to silence something that isn't a taunt.
Right.
He's gonna regret this now. Watch this. Watch the Defender of Argus come down, and the
That's
regret sinks in
freezing trap there.
very quickly. And then turn 5, Sludge Belcher. Eiliu's gonna be kicking himself. Like,
There it goes.
you do not silence the Twilight Drake unless it's got a taunt. You just don't do it.
There we go. A huge big blocker in the way.
And
I'll
here's
run
the
it
worst
over
part.
now.
Here's the worst part. If Defender of Argus runs into freezing, he's gonna get it back.
Yeah.
This is a bad position for Eiliu. He's got to clear the Defender of Argus. What does Eiliu have in hand? What are those 3 cards?
Got Haunted Creeper, Mad Scientist, and Eaglehorn Bow. So he could potentially get something.
So he could do it. He can run the Haunted Creeper into this Ancient Watcher, throw some knives everywhere, and then
Play down the Eaglehorn.
Get lucky.
actually, what would be lucky is if all the knives hit the Watcher. If any of the knives hit Frosty's face, it would be really bad luck. If more than 2 knives hit, if more than 1 knife hits Defender of Argus, really bad luck.
About to find out.
So this is good. This is good. He's gonna run Owl and then Haunted Creeper last. That's a good play.
What? Oh, yeah, there we go.
And now he has to sacrifice his juggler. He has to No, he doesn't! Wow, it's very greedy. Very greedy. Oh,
AC.
more taunts. More taunts.
So much taunt.
You know what's gonna happen? Molten
Goes into
Giant's
Unleash.
gonna be really cheap, and then he's gonna get taunted up, and then Eiliu will have no answer unless he draws into another owl. And Eiliu's whole board's gonna get cleared out now. From
Better
1
play?
Belcher. I know I said Hunter is favoured to win this matchup, but only if you don't make mistakes like silencing a Twilight Drake. If you play perfectly, you can absolutely destroy a Handlock as basically any Hunter variant, but you can't afford to play extremely greedy. So good board.
Another knife.
I would be wary of Hellfire here. He is overextending in my opinion. I would be very careful about overextending against Handlock because Shadow Flame is really
Shadow
good.
Flame plus anything. Especially
Shadow
with that HP.
Flame or Hellfire. And here's the thing, usually Hellfire is dangerous for Handlock versus Hunter because you can't afford to give yourself 3 damage. But honestly, Frostyzz has got good health right now against a Hunter. This is turn 6. And, you know, Frostyzz is still on 14 health at turn 6. This is pretty good. And there's a Shadow Flame, like I said.
You play that with anything currently?
No, he can't play it with anything currently. What he might do is, if he wants to play safe, he can Siphon Soul. Otherwise he takes 6, 7, 8, 9 damage, 11 damage next turn, which will put him on 3 health. So, if he doesn't play, I would recommend he Siphon Souls here to save himself, to save 6 damage. He can't afford to take 11 damage next turn, which is exactly what's going to happen. And we don't even know.
Wow.
What's the last card in Eiliu's hand?
Unleash.
Well, he's
About to draw though, so if he draws KC,
if he draws 3 damage, he wins. 3 damage, he wins. What is it?
KC, it's
Piloted.
Shredder.
So 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 1.
You'd
10 damage, 11, 12. You can put him on 2 HP.
Yeah.
Put him on 2 HP, really.
Yeah, the heal?
Yeah, Frost. Handlock runs heal for sure. Handlock definitely runs heal.
he has the Siphon Soul for now.
Handlock runs double and take heal bot, but you have to draw into it. If you don't draw into it,
If he plays out his hand here, can he win?
Who?
Unleash drawing 1, knife to face, pilot to face.
No. At least he can
Close though,
pilot
isn't
to
it?
face. He can't do haste stuff.
Unless the knife, I think he'll be
Oh.
one off.
No,
He can,
knives.
he can, if he
If he
plays
gets 2
everything
knives
and
to
the
the
knife
face.
juggler goes face, he wins.
Very risky, but
To be honest, he
low.
could almost afford to do
No,
it.
he can't Ollie because then he can't hero power. He's 2 mana short.
He's gonna play the safe. I don't agree with that play. I really don't. He needs the pressure. Eiliu needs to be putting all the pressure on the face damage right now. If he had put Frostyzz onto 2 HP, I mean,
That gives
there'd be
like
nothing.
turn
Like,
countdown essentially.
he like wins next turn. Now it's kind of like, now Frostyzz can still stabilize. Guess what? 7 damage, 7 health rather. It takes 4 turns for Hunter to tick down with steady shot. You want to put them onto as low health as possible to give you to basically steady shot your way to victory within 1 or 2 turns.
he does have KC as an out though, so not the end of the world.
Who has
Double
KC?
If he gets KC on his draws, he's got a
So
2
what
and
he has
18.
in his hand is a hounds, and there's nothing to play hounds into. He should have played full face damage there and put Frostyzz on a timer.
Run KC. Yeah, he's got 2 kill commands, which could
Yeah,
end
he
the
does.
game.
Because if
currently
he draws
the beast
kill
is the
command,
haunted creeper.
kill
But
command,
if he draws
three
KC,
cost?
it's over. Yeah.
He can
So
he
he
can.
could
Wait.
Hmm?
Is that enough?
What is?
No.
drew quick shot.
Does he drew quick shot?
Yeah.
So he's got 5 damage. I would do it. I
It's
quick
6
shot.
face.
I would quick shot and
He's gonna
steady
quick shot, see what he draws.
Put himself on 2. Put Frostyzz on 2 HP and then let that be it. Force Frostyzz to then Siphon Soul next turn and this.
You've got to remember he draws from this. If he draws well, Savannah
Good
high
card.
main.
That's not bad. It will die to Siphon Soul and it will give a Siphon Soul so much value. He's gonna get a lot of knives here, so Haunted Creeper's gonna go for knives, extra knives as well. Oh, that's a good knife. That
That's
I
some
guess
nice
is
knives.
also. I would have
That's really good.
preferred all knives to go on taunts.
He puts him on 1 here, doesn't he? Yeah.
3, 1. Wow. Okay.
1.
Good play. He ended
was
up
really
clearing
close.
pretty well. I think the knives flew in his favor. Oh, the antique healbot.
Off the top.
He.
5
Oh
mana.
my lord! And then Shadow Flame.
Oh no!
Oh, and the worst part. The worst part. Oh, actually, never mind. I was
If he
gonna say
draws
like.
KC.
I was gonna say, I forgot the Shadow Flame kills your unit, but like if he was then gonna run the antique healbot into the freezing, oh my.
No! Why? No, play the Wolf Rider and get the damage in now before another taunt pops up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And
I'm
Siphon Soul.
unsure about the high main play, but
Here comes
Yeah.
that Siphon Soul.
It's just ticking low. It's so close.
He'll be on 10 HP.
Beasts will be on board.
High
though.
main will give 4 damage plus 2 from steady shot, plus 3 from the wolf guy. What is that? 4, 6,
Rider.
9 damage. So he'll still be
Plus
putting
he's got
Frostyzz
beasts
on
on the
1.
field.
He'll still be putting Frostyzz on 1 HP. Do not draw Frostyzz. You know you can't draw. You cannot afford to draw.
this is a really
Do not
close
do
match.
this.
This is disturbingly close because
It looked all the other way around for like 90% of it.
I feel like Frostyzz could still stabilize if no. He
just
really
went
wanted.
lethal.
Do you know what he wanted? Do you know what he
What?
wanted? He wanted to draw into another antique heal bot, but even if you did, let's say you did, you don't have the mana to play it.
Oh!
There's no point.
Oh, he got a knife juggler!
It's over.
He doesn't
it's
even
over.
need the knife juggler.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah. That droid.
That's it.
What, you would have killed me? No. Probably would have hit it.
Alright. Good news, guys. I don't have to eat my shoe because the hunter did beat the handlock, like I said.
You're just
Like I
ready,
said,
right? It's been cooked.
my
so-
shoes are safe. They can sleep happy tonight.
You hear that, shoes? You live another day.
Can you imagine how much easier that game would have been though, like, if... In terms of face damage, like, what was Eiliu off the whole game? He was off by a couple of damage the whole game,
Every
right?
time, yeah.
Every time? If he had saved the owl for a taunt instead of killing the Twilight Drake.
Yeah,
That's your like 2 damage right there, you know? Like, this is the difference I'm saying, like, very greedy to IM beat the Twilight Drake when you know Handlock has just taunts coming out the behind. Like, I just...
Coming out of your beehive.
In the end, it paid off for him,
behind. And your
win.
beehive.
so- your beehives.
It's not honey they're
No.
making in there. It's just lots of sludge belches.
Yeah. So it's 1-1 now. 1
Mini
apiece.
slimes. Well, what we can do now is see if Frostyzz will return the favor with his own hunter regarding Handlock. Oh my god, like, you can't
out
even
for
plan
revenge.
this. You cannot even plan this, like...
Let the hunt.
Can't even write this stuff, right?
Oh my... This
good
is like
though, I
a,
like
you know
it.
what this, do you know what this game is like? It's like playing rock, paper, scissors, you know?
Yeah.
Like... Because there are decks that are heavily favored to win certain matchups, and it's almost about guessing what your opponent's going to put out there. Is he going to put out a rock, or I guess I should put out a
Play paper.
my paper, right? I don't know. Eiliu didn't play his rock paper scissors as well. He should have brought back the druid.
Okay, so
If
the
he
Mortal
brought-
Coil.
And here's the thing: druid is actually favored to beat hunter. So there you go. Failed the rock paper scissors. Mortal coil and what?
Mortal Coil coin, Iron Beak Owl, Dark Bomb, Defender of Argus, and Ragnaros.
Well, the
Not exactly
Ragnaros
a
is going to
great
be
hand.
be
but
useless for a
nice.
while. The Mortal Coil is obviously great. Dark Bomb is great. Whether he wants to sacrifice either of those into the Mad Scientist now is a bit of a question. Frostyz's hand is really good, minus the High Main. It's really good. He's got Horns of Creeper, an Animal Companion, Eagle Horn, and High Main.
That's very strong.
So he's got his turn 3 laid out. Either option, either Companion or Eagle Horn are going to be great turn 3 plays.
Fairly silence.
The outcome, I do actually like this play because, you know, not letting Mad Scientists get value from the traps is really good. However, you know, the only other better silence options are maybe like a High Main when it comes out, which is obviously a good silence option.
Not many to choose from, so we just
There's not a
gotta go
lot
with
of
that.
other silence options, so yeah, Mad Scientist is right up there on the list.
I'm deciding cap or play
Do you-
down his
Do you
recently
coin
drawn
Dark
ancient.
Bomb Watcher so that you can Argus next turn?
Like that's the play.
Nope,
That's
just
the
gonna
Dark Bomb.
Dark Bomb.
Are you're allowed to be somewhat I don't want to say greedy, but you're allowed to be somewhat plan out your coin usage a bit better. I don't know why Frostyzz isn't attacking with his Glaive Zuka, considering he has another weapon ready in hand. But more importantly, because he's not applying damage pressure onto Handlock, which is where you actually want to be.
We've got Mortal Coil in reserve here.
The thing is, by him not attacking with the Glaive Zuka the previous turn, means that he can't use his Eagle Horn this turn, or if he does, it'll be wasting a charge on the Glaive Zuka, which loses him 2 damage. It's just not It's just not efficient when you've got another weapon waiting in your hand. Loatheb will be good here.
Yeah, stops the Mortal Coil use.
This is really slow
Dust.
damage from Frostyzz. This is turn 5 for Frostyzz, and he's only done 5 damage on turn 5. It's a very slow sort of paced game. So he's playing
Not-
more.
Not a lot that Eiliu can do in this turn.
Going
Frostyzz
into
is playing.
BGH.
Frostyzz is playing really similar to mid-range Hunter at the moment. I think if you play hybrid, you still got to play face. You still, especially against Handlock, and you know it's Handlock, you still got to play face because that's your win condition. That's how you're going to win the game. If you try and stall, every turn that you're not placing pressure on the Handlock, he's going to outvalue you as the turns come by because You know,
Cards are just-
look at the cards coming from Handlock. They're just so good. I mean, if this game gets to like turn 9 or 10, you know, such amazing cards are going to be starting to come out of Handlock, and all the taunts are going to come out. You really have one shot to beat Handlock, and that's to get him to low health and then steady shot away to victory.
Way down
This might be the coin.
BGH as well.
Okay.
I thought he might take 2 damage and draw instead of the BGH, but I guess there isn't a lot in the Hybrid Hunter deck for the BGH to be used on anyway.
There's absolutely nothing actually. There's nothing to be used on. Except the rare case that you have a Leok which buffs your high main to 7. This is a really good curve for Frostyzz. It's often said that if a high main hits your face against a hunter, you pretty much lose.
Yeah, I can see why.
So you know, Frostyzz is able to put out. This is the stage in the game where Frostyzz will be strongest, because this is when he can get his high mains out. Once
The draw was Hellfire, by the way.
If Eiliu gets to about turn 10, I think he can stabilize.
Yeah. Or pulls out a nice thing.
He's got a taunt this turn. There's no way he doesn't taunt this turn.
HEARTHSTONE.
Yeah, forces the high main.
Yeah.
High main dies for sure.
Then he's got Hellfire to clean up a bit. That puts him down to 15. Does have
He's
Antique
got a
in hand,
teal
though.
bot.
He does have a heal bot.
Yep,
Yeah,
one heal
That's
bot.
good. If Handlock has both heal bots, typically they can survive.
Gonna save
Ah.
And this is good. This is good because he can afford to take the 5 damage to the face, because he's so ahead on health. And
We're gonna
oh
play?
man, like I don't know about that. He had a chance to do 11 damage there. He didn't take it. I'm having a real sort of difficulty in understanding the lack of pressure being applied, because that's 6 damage that he could be. Eiliu could be on 7 health right now.
Even the
And
heal bot wouldn't save him.
and then, I mean, he could be on 7 health, the heal bot will put him to 15, but then it doesn't deal with the high main. But now the high main is on 3 HP, it can be dealt with. The thing is, you have to consider the player's win conditions and what their objective is. Eiliu has to be the one to trade the Argus into the high main to kill it, not the other way around. You're effectively doing his work for him, if that sort of makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
Eiliu has to be the one to trade and actually kill the high main, but Frostyzz is the one trading instead. It's
a bit
almost
weird.
like when you have a taunt, and then you use your taunt to trade instead of hitting face, when you know that the other player is the one that has to trade their guy into your taunt. So you wasted that attack and you did your opponent's work for you. For him, rather. I can't see Eiliu's hands, so I don't know what's
Mortal
going on.
Coil, Sun Fury, Hellfire, Anti-Heal Bot, another Mortal Coil, and Rag. So you got a dead draw on the Mortal Coil, basically.
I think he has to draw.
I don't think he can afford it.
Hellfire.
You have to think about what they're going to draw into. He's going to run out of time.
Got it.
That's it.
One
That's damage, right?
that's damage.
Yeah, that's 10. Game.
I almost feel like Eiliu could have played Healbot there.
I think he still would have got been killed.
Yeah,
So,
like
one
I said,
apiece.
like I said, even you can sort of see from what I'm saying here, even when Hunter doesn't apply maximum pressure, Hunter is still very heavily favored to win. I mean, what you saw from that game in my comments about him not attacking face at certain points. So there was a
Would've
lot
ended
of
quicker.
there was a lot of damage lost by not attacking face, but the fact that he wins regardless of whether he did that or not says a lot about the matchup, and the fact
Yeah.
that, you know, regardless of whether he went full ham with the face damage or not, it was basically the difference between win fast or win slow, you know?
Yeah. So we know, well, Eiliu and us, we know that Frosty must be playing his handlock deck.
One up.
So this current score, sorry, is
2-1.
2 to Frostyzz. Is that correct?
Yep, 2 to Frostyzz, 1 to Eiliu. Frostyzz has used both his Druid and Hunter, so he's left with his Warlock. and Eiliu has 1 with his hunter, so he has Warlock and Druid.
Okay, so I would probably play. It doesn't matter which order he plays now because he has to win both regardless.
Yeah.
So it actually, there's no point playing paper scissors rock here because you have to win both no matter what. I'll probably make some comments on Druid versus Handlock is good for Druid because combo wrecks everybody, but combo especially will wreck Warlock because Warlocks damage themselves and all that bunch of stuff, and because you have the silence for the Drakes, you have the silence for the taunts, and BGH is good tech against the big targets. Handlock versus Handlock is really about who gets the better Shadow Flame off.
So we've got the Druid versus Warlock matchup currently. Druid has, for his current cards, Emperor Tharasan, Windrunner, Force of Nature, and Innovate. Chooses to dump everything but the Innovate, and draws into Keeper, Savage Roar, and Azure Drake. Not too bad.
I'll make some comments about both Handlock decks if we get there, but basically, Frostyzz runs Jiraxis and Eiliu doesn't.
That could be a big turn point.
It does. I think Jiraxis is easily able to close out a game in the mirror match if one of them has it and the other one doesn't. But enough about that. Let's look at the Druids. The Druid matchup.
Ooh, Wild Growth. So he can actually pop both this turn if he wants to use this Innovate.
It would put him up to 5?
5 mana next turn, yeah.
Would you play that? Or would you think it's a bit too risky?
Against the Handlock, it's slow. It's a very slow game anyway. You can easily afford to be greedy with mana. In fact, I would definitely be greedy with it.
You double Wild Growth.
Oh hell yeah! I double Wild Growth that so fast. And actually, it's interesting. Frostyzz is actually playing really quickly right now because he doesn't have another opener in his hand. Going for the silence straight away on the Ancient Watcher to get that damage, and he's basically got a turn 3 Chillwind Yeti with charge.
Pretty good. Well, he's deciding he did draw into Swipe, still has the second Wild Growth in hand. Has Savage or Keeper Azure. Might coin Azure?
I don't think Eiliu has anything that can deal with turn 3 Watcher, an activated turn 3 Watcher right now. So, I would say he can't afford to coin a Drake because it'll instantly die to the Watcher.
So would you maybe just Wild Growth turn?
What else does he have?
Turn?
What else does he have?
So he's got Swipe,
Keeper.
Wild Growth, Coin, Innovate, Savage or Keeper, and the Azure.
If he wanted to be greedy, well not greedy, if he wanted to be super safe, he can swipe and then innovate into hero power. That's one option.
Like that's the plan.
That's exactly what he's gonna do. It is super safe though, which is like I guess in a tournament environment I would probably play super safe as well. I know I originally said just double Wild Growth, but now the fact that he's got an activated Watcher does actually mean you got to deal with it. You can't just let it be there hitting you for 4 damage every turn.
An attack.
Now he can. Now it's funny because he wants to play his Drake now. I would really play the Drake now because I mean, if nothing, it's kind of you want to play double Wild Growth and back to back. But now we're at the sort of the game now where playing Wild Growth doesn't really have as much of a profound impact on the game anymore, and it's better to just play out on curve with actual threats. What's that new card?
For the Grove.
And Sludge Belcher.
What was the Eiliu's card?
Eiliu drew into Keeper, and from the draw previous had the Sludge Vulture, which you played now.
Cool. So I think every time everyone draws, we just say it. So Lotheb was drawn for Frostyzz.
Yep.
Into Mountain Giant, I believe, or Mountain. He can Mountain Giant then Owl. Okay, he's not going to do. Oh, actually, he can play Twilight Drake now if he wants to.
Also
Is
got
there
to
a
be very
BGH?
careful.
Does Eiliu have a BGH?
Not currently. Drew Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
Not quite worth playing yet. Potentially. but I would be tempted to just save Sylvanas for the time being.
Then wild growth.
Pressure. I think you can. I think
Pressure
Eiliu could
damage?
totally pressure face this turn. 7 damage puts Frostyzz on 12. Guess what? You only start with 16 health against Druid. I mean,
Got
based
Savage
on
Roar
that
in
theory,
hand.
you're basically dead already. I mean, Savage Roar adds another 6 damage, so he can do 13 damage this turn if he wants to. Healing Bot is available for Frostyzz. You can't be too greedy though. You can be somewhat greedy, but not too greedy.
That would allow Mountain Giant plays as well.
It definitely would.
Molten, sorry.
So if Eiliu wanted to go face this turn, it would enable Molten Giant next turn. Frostyzz will get a massive turn. He'll get a 2 mana Molten Giant into a 5 mana heal bot, which is going to be extremely tough to deal with. But he's being well protected by the Sludge Belcher right now, which Frostyzz hasn't yet Iron Pick-held.
Doesn't the rule of thumb leave them on 15 or something?
Leave.
I don't remember it.
Leave.
But that they
leave
cannot get a
handlock.
good, yeah, so they cannot get a good Molten play off.
It depends on whether you think you have the damage or not. I mean, oh, this is interesting. Okay. I would have been kind of somewhat hesitant to lose my Drake, but I see what he's doing there.
By the power of Ragnarok.
Oh, it's going to be a super good Thaurissan. Absolutely amazing Thaurissan. And the worst part is Eiliu can't even trade. He can't. He
can silence.
He can actually. Yeah. He doesn't really want to run Sylvanas into it though, because it's not a good play.
No.
He
If
might
I were
have
him,
to.
You could silence and hit face because you can put the Warlock pretty low here. And now it is dangerous, but he does have what 5 damage in hand, 5 direct damage in hand. How much damage can he do?
Warlock
this
can
turn?
actually quite easily stabilize here with.
Yeah.
Look at Warlock's. Warlock has both Sun Fury Protector, which he just drew, with a Sludge Belcher, with a Definitive Arcus,
Alright,
and an
this
antique heal
this
bot.
is a better play. I think you can drop the Keeper and the Wrath to just kill off the Emperor.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
And
Kill
hit
it
for
off.
8. Or would you just
I
hit
don't know
with
if
the
he hits- I
Belcher
don't
and
know if he
leave
hits
him
or
on
waits for
to
combo.
16?
Yeah.
You could just
He
hit
might
with
leave him on
Belcher, leave
16.
him on 16, and then finish him off later, just giving him no Molten plays that are really that good.
Exactly, because you don't want to be able to drop double Molten or something.
So yeah, he's gonna do that popping play.
This is good. It also sets up.
And there we go. Hits for 3.
If he draws a Savage Roar, I mean, how much damage have we got in play right now? We've got 10 plus 6. If he draws a Savage Roar and there's no
Game.
Taunter up, he wins.
No, yeah, even
Frostyzz
if there's a
is-
single taunter, you can just keep her.
Frostyzz is kind of needs to play Belcher here. I think. Actually, if he plays,
Alright, so that
oh,
stops
actually, no.
the
This is
win
a good
next
play.
turn.
This is a good play. This is a really good play.
We've still got our Taunter. 1, 2.
That's a bit it's kind of wasteful for him to play the Sun Fury.
Alright, I
drop
guess you're
Rag
dropping
in this case?
Ragnaros.
Rag would be pretty damn annoying, because he's gonna start eliminating everything.
It costs 5 mana to play the coin. Best
One day
play.
you might need that spell.
Alright, if you drop Ragnaros like this, I guess you hit face for the damage.
Yeah.
Because if you hit face with Ragnaros, then his Molten Giants are going to be free anyway. Just get your damage in.
Well, 15's alright. It's anything lower than 15 becomes a problem. Oh! Good exchange.
That's not bad actually. That's not a bad. Oh, but Siphon Soul, what a top deck. Frostyzz with the Siphon Soul play.
Yep. And goodbye, Rag.
Honestly, the top decks don't get better than that.
They really don't.
Oh, and then
Savage
draw
Roar.
Savage Roar.
Oh, drawn 1 turn too late.
What did he
Wild
get?
Growth?
What is it? What has he got?
Savage. You got Savage Roar. This mana. Get
More
it done.
mana.
Wipe.
Not good.
I mean, you can silence and run in, but I don't know if you want to waste it on someone that's not a taunt. Just like last game, you got punished for it.
This
You
is a
just
different
hero
game
power
though.
hit
This
face?
is a different game. I mean, but it is absolutely correct because there's another 3 taunts in Frosty's hand. I mean, there's Defender Arc, a Sludge Belcher, and a Sun Fury. There's going to be a lot more taunts coming up, believe me. And
We're out of
Druid-
silences.
Druid has a lot less direct damage than
He draws
Hunter
another
does.
swipe, then maybe, but yeah.
Oh, I think he's tempted to Molten Giant and Antique Healbot here. Okay, he's not going to do that.
No antique. No.
Well, he will play. He will play the. Yeah, he doesn't really need an antique just yet. It's kind of okay
Draws
to
an
hold on
ancient
to.
of law.
That's good.
Law for
That's good.
cards?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
course you
you've
lawful
got
cards.
to. I've
Other
got
law?
another ancient.
Are you
law.
kidding me? Yeah, you lawful cards.
True. Hey, he lured for healing once and survived and won.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Usually you want to do it for the cards.
You got a law for a. I mean, there's a difference. I mean, if you can survive and win if you have the cards you need to win with, but if you don't have the cards you win with and you heal, well, you still don't win because you still don't have the cards to win.
What do you do here? Do you play Savage Roll?
Well,
maybe.
I was thinking about that, but you still have to sack both creatures into the Sludge Belcher, so you don't gain a lot from it, really.
You get no value from Savage Roar on the lore either.
So I would honestly
Coining?
just armor
Coining
up.
Shredder.
I wonder.
Coin Swipe.
Coin, swipe, trade. Actually, you don't have to trade, you can attack with your
Oh
2/4.
no! No.
Should've hit with
I
the
think
2/4.
he should have. I think he's. I mean, he wouldn't have cleared, but he would have at least forced the Molten Giant to waste an attack on a slime.
Yeah.
And now he's going to take 8 damage to the face. And there's another 3. There's another 3 damage from Dark Bomb. Oh, he's not going to do it.
D12.
Frostyzz has 11 damage right now. He can put Eiliu on 2, and then
He would lose
Jiraxis-
though.
Who would lose?
He'd lose because he'd get +6 damage from the Savage Roll.
But he's got a heal bot. He's fine.
Did that, he'd be fine.
If his play was Molten Face, Dark Bomb Face, and then Heal Bot, he'd be fine, and he'd be putting Eiliu on 2. In
Heal.
my opinion.
He's got to draw.
Oh, he's got to draw. Like he needs to find a way to win the game.
He's got to kill the sludge, the molten.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
That's good.
That's
so,
a start.
Antique Healbot can only do 3 damage next turn. I think Jiraxis will come down. Oh, sorry, no, it won't because we got 22 health.
We have a double.
Honestly, if he wanted to be greedy, he can Jiraxis, but he has to set up taunts here. I actually think he's gonna go Argus.
There's only one Force of Nature in this deck,
He's got to
so
he's
he'd
got to
be fine.
run Defender of Argus, and then look for Jiraxis turn. He can draw this turn, but he can definitely afford to draw. So probably draw first, then Defender of Argus, and then play it by that.
Yeah, there is only one Force of Nature, but he only has 9 cards left, so...
Oh, this is actually a better play. Because now he can attack. Yeah, I didn't even see that play. Oh, that's really good. But he should draw first.
Yeah, that draw
Here
could
you go,
change
here you
it.
go, listeners. Rule of thumb, always, if you're gonna draw anyway, just draw first. Because it could change your
Good.
play.
Big one. Always draw first. if you can.
Is that it? I don't think he can come back. He's got no draw. He's only got 1 taunt.
Do you know what swipe would be really good here?
The swipe you used already?
Yeah, that one.
His taunt
Man.
gets hopped by those, he takes 6. It may not be gamed this turn, but...
It's really tough when you look at Eiliu's cards and he's got 8 left in his deck, and to be honest, within 8 cards, what can you possibly get that could win you the game? I mean, if you haven't won the game yet with the cards you have available, what else can you do to win? It's kind of
His Force of Nature is how he can win.
But he's
Oh,
That's
wait.
the only way.
Frostyzz actually just won the game, so it doesn't even matter. That is
Oh.
3-1, is it?
Yep.
Yep.
So that's game.
Winning in style with the Golden Jiraxis.
Cool. So there we have it. We have our final. We have the champion of the Plantronics NER tournament. That being Frostyzz. So congratulations to him. He'll be picking himself up a really nice 803. It is the 788 Gamescom 788 headset. Where but don't take anything away from the guy who came second in that one. Definitely played very well. Getting lost with these brackets. Hold on. Yeah, so Eiliu coming in second there as well. So as far as the tournament went, I think it ran pretty well, and there were many cool games. Been a pleasure casting with you guys as well, and thank you for organising the tournament, Kevin.
No worries.
A lot of work done.
I'm glad I made it at the end to see
Yeah.
some of the games actually play.
Cool. So I think it was a good finals match. It did end up 3-1. I would have loved to have seen 5 full matches, but the games were very, very action-packed and very intense the whole way through. So I think it led up to a good final in the end. Do you guys have any other extra words you want to put in?
Well done to Frostyzz. I definitely he was on my friends list from a previous tournament of which I casted, and so I had already known about him sort of, and definitely a contender for me in terms of high placements. I wasn't sure where he would place because there were some really good players signed up in this tournament, but congratulations on winning. He's definitely one of the guys I thought would make it all the way to the end.
Cool. So if that's it from us, again, it's been a pleasure casting for you guys, and hopefully we'll catch you with some more Hearthstone Dota 2 Hearthstone tournament. There. So that'll be us.
Cool, and thank you for Oliver and Stephen casting as well. You guys have done a fantastic job over the weekend.
No problem.
Hey!
What's up?
Alright, just testing out my new rig, playing some League. What's up, man?
Gonna get started when you on.
Right.
Alright, I got you. Yes!
Alright, man, I gotta take off. I'll talk to you later.